To a lot of people, football is just a game. But for the people who really play it, football becomes way more than that. It becomes your routine, your mindset, your identity. It changes the way you think, the way you live, and the way you want to see yourself. You almost have to become a little delusional to chase football seriously because you're chasing something where the odds are stacked up against everybody. Today, we're talking about the mentality behind football, the obsession, the sacrifices, and why some players feel like they need the game. Welcome to episode 17 of the Trust Troupey Podcast. Yo! What is good, everybody? How is everybody doing? How everybody living? How's everybody cool? I hope everybody is great. I hope everybody is amazing. Episode 17. We are 17 episodes into this wonderful podcast, and I am so excited. Got a lot to talk about today. But we know we got to do our little plug-in. Before every episode, okay? Like I said, make sure you guys are following all pages. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube at Troupey Whoopie. Make sure you guys are following the podcast pages on Apple Podcasts and Spotify at the Trust Troupey Podcast. Make sure you guys are following the main TikTok at Troupey Whoopie as well. And then the podcast TikTok at the Trust Troupey Podcast. Man, boy, do we have an episode today. It's been a lot of things that's been going through my head about the mental side of football this week. So we're gonna dive right back into that as if this podcast isn't all mental, you know what I mean? But I want to dive straight into it. All right, segment 1. I talked about this a little bit on my TikTok page, but I made a video talking about you almost have to be delusional within yourself and within your ability to be good at football. And I want to dive deeper into this because it's such a true concept. The best players in the world truly believe that nobody can stop them, that nobody can fuck with them, that nobody can do anything to them. The best players in the world think like that. And regardless of who people want to put above them, who people are going to put above them or whatever, one thing that you cannot take away from those players is their innate confidence within themselves. Okay? You have to be delusional to play football. You have to be delusional to play this game because at the end of the day, delusion is what's gonna create that confidence inside of you. You know what I mean? I tell myself every time I step out on the field, nobody is better than me. They're going to have to show me they're better than me. They're gonna have to show me they're better than me. I seen a comment the other day that was like, playing corner is basically convincing yourself that nothing is your fault, and that's basically it. You got to be delusional to play this game. In order to play this game at a high level, you have to truly believe that nobody can touch you out there on that field. If you walk on that field with any doubt in yourself or your ability, then guess what? You're going to go out there playing scared. You're playing scared. And for everybody that has the mentality, well, I'm 5'6". I don't care if you're 5'1.5". You need to truly believe that you are as good as a football player as anybody else out there, or you're going to succumb to that height that everybody is worried about. I don't care about height. When it comes to football. Because at the end of the day, what's height going to do when it's the 5th ball thrown at you and you haven't caught one? What's height going to do when every time a deep ball is thrown, my safety's hitting you in your chest? What's height going to do there? I don't care about none of that. What I care about is you truly believing you are the best player out there. And if you shit on somebody for truly believing in themselves, you are a weird individual. I know we do this often with NFL players and a lot of young players that are too cocky. I don't care. I don't care about cockiness because at the end of the day, you yourself, nobody else can believe it for you. You yourself have to believe that you are the best player on the field. You yourself. Nobody else is going to think it for you. Nobody else is going to believe it for you. Nobody else is going to convince you of that. You have to walk out there on the field and truly believe, I am the best player on the field. Truly believe that. You have to be delusional to survive in football. That's what separates good players from great players. I said it in the video. Good players will go about the game, oh yeah, no, I'm not that great. I'm okay, but whatever. Delusional players would be like, nobody's fucking with me. Show me this. And if you show me that, that's more I got to work on. That ain't you. That's me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about whatever people want to classify as class or humility, because humility is different to everybody. Y'all try to humble everybody. Y'all try to humble people that quite frankly have no reason to be humbled. So I don't care about any of that. What I care about is you have to have an irrational belief in yourself before anybody else. You have to go out there and truly believe, I am that guy. I am that guy. You walk on the football field, and this goes for any sport. You walk on the football field, you walk on the basketball court, you walk on the tennis court, you walk on the lacrosse field, you walk on this, you jump in that pool. If you don't truly believe that you are him, something's gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck something up. You have to have that innate ability to believe in yourself, bro. You have to have confidence before the proof. Confidence within yourself, and then show people why you were confident in yourself. Because at the end of the day, when nobody else believes in you, when you feel like everybody else is against you, you can't be against you too. We talk about this often. Football is just as much mental as it is physical. If you can be the greatest talent in the world, but you are not confident in your ability, you're going to look like somebody that isn't talented. And vice versa. You can have the mental part of it, but sometimes the talent just isn't there. But you know what can be trumped by all? Hard work and confidence in oneself. Be confident in yourself. Don't go out there and be like, well, I have to guard this 6'6" receiver today, and I'm only 5'3", so who cares? Go show everybody that 6'6" receiver is only 6'6" and nothing else. I'm going to segue. This is still the same segment. I'm going to segue. I hate how much y'all emphasize height when it comes to everything. Well, that guy's 6'4", 220. I can't do anything with him. Cool. You already lost the rep. You already lost the rep. Well, that guy's 7 foot. You already lost the rep. See, me personally, maybe that's just the competitive nature in me. I see somebody taller than me, bigger than me, stronger than me, and tell myself, he gonna have to forcefully catch a ball over me. He's going to have to forcefully beat me in order for me to believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm not a fan of glazing or dick riding players on like college or NFL level. Because while yes, realistically, should they beat me? Yes. Will they beat me? We'll see. That's how I feel. Because I know I am good too. But if you happen to be better than me, that's okay. But I'm going to have the belief in myself that no one is better than me. I'm going to have the belief in myself that, yes, I have things to work on, but he still can't fuck with me. I'm going to do that every single time too. Some of y'all don't got that, and some of y'all need to learn it real fast. Some of y'all need to learn it. Because at the end of the day, you have to be delusional to survive in football. There's too much that goes on in the game of football, and there's too many things that can simply knock you off your path. For you not to be confident in yourself. Even when things are going down, I promise you, the people that will succeed the most is when things are at their lowest, they still don't lose confidence in themselves. When things are at the worst, you're getting beat, you can't seem to win a rep, any of that. Confidence in yourself. Nah, I know this is not me. I know I just have things to work on. I know this is not me. I just know I have to go ahead and lock in on this, that, and the third. The people that can do that are the people that will succeed. I promise you, I'm not trying to sell you a false dream here. Confidence in yourself takes you so far. It takes you so far. I need y'all to understand that. Okay? Stop coming in my comment sections. Stop coming in my stop coming to my DMs and being like, "Hey, I'm only 5'3", 140. I can't compete with everybody else." Stop with the woe is me story. Work harder. Stop with all of that. Okay? I was 5'8" playing college football as a corner. Ain't none of that shit stopped me. Because I felt like I was the best out there. Every play I played, I felt like I was the best player out there. And it gave me a lot of confidence, whether I was the best player or not. Confidence within yourself will always trump everything, bro. Because confidence is the first step to ability. Then it's talent. Then it's everything else. But if you are confident within yourself, who cares? Stop letting people tell you, well, you could be as confident in yourself and you'll still lose. And if I lose, do it again. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing that I get off on. That's the thing I get off on. Yeah, I believe I'm the best player on the field. You could go out there and beat me. Do it again. Oh, shit, you beat me. Do it again. Oh, you beat me. Do it again. Oh, I finally won a rep. All right, cool. I don't care about, y'all are so worried about being embarrassed. You're going to get embarrassed if you go out there and play scared. I don't care. Like, stop worrying about the clips. Stop worrying about getting clips. Stop worrying about getting posted on Instagram, on this, that, and the third. I don't care. Play football. Go play ball. You're gonna get beat. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get mossed. You're gonna get trucked. You're gonna get tackled. You're gonna get sacked. You're gonna give up a sack. You're gonna give up a touchdown. You're gonna give up a catch. You're gonna do all of that. Who cares about failing? As long as you are failing to get better instead of failing to sink, I promise you everything will work out. I promise you everything will work out. But it all starts with your confidence. All starts with your confidence. Never forget that. Let's move on to the next segment. I had to make sure people understand that confidence is everything. Give me 1 second. We're back. Next segment, let's get straight into it, okay? Football is such a great sport. The people who play it understand and know what I'm talking about. But the moment you dive into football head first, the moment you really dive into this sport, is the moment you realize how obsessed you'll become with this sport. You become so obsessed with this sport. You become so just wanting to play and wanting to make a difference and wanting to work harder. I promise you. I think the moment I became like super obsessed with football was, you know what I'm saying, coming into high school. I loved football my whole life, but I also loved basketball. And I didn't realize, because I was really good at basketball too, so I was like, yeah, but I still loved football, obviously. It's my bread and butter, whatever. But going into high school, I got there, and my love for football just, it rose to a different occasion, you know what I'm saying? I've been playing football since I was 2-3 years old, so the moment I got to high school, it rose to a different occasion because the coaching I got, the way I had to study the game, because obviously when you're coming from middle school going into high school, one of the biggest difference is now you got to understand scheme, you got to understand all that. And I'm a corner too. I learned under one of the greatest corners I've watched in my lifetime, and he was a high schooler. I learned under him, and not only did he make me better, but he taught me so much. My DB coach taught me so much. My head coach taught me so much about how to win. We went to the state championship that year. We lost in the state championship. But I don't think you understand. Playing in Lucas Oil Stadium, under the lights, state championship, 3:30 p.m., it exploded my obsessiveness for football, and it made me just want to get back there so bad. To be great at football, you almost have to be obsessed with the game, obsessed with the grind, with the film, with all of that, sacrificing your normal life. From that moment on, football, I would say football was my life before, but football became my life. Football became everything because I just wanted to feel that feeling I felt when I was on the field at Lucas Oil Stadium one more time. I wanted to feel it one more time. Never got back again. But it kept my drive. It kept my fuel. I was obsessed with the grind. I was obsessed with everything that came with it, and I wanted it so bad. In fact, that's a video for later. I'm going to make a video on my TikTok later. My God, I became obsessed with the grind. I became obsessed with critiquing myself. I became obsessed with everything that came with football. You got to do that. Start earlier. Don't start freshman year of high school. Start in 7th grade, start in 6th grade. Because think about how good you can be if you truly dive into the thought process of football and the coverages and everything else that goes along with it. Start now. If you start now, your love for football will grow tremendously. You have to love this sport. That's why I don't understand. Like football players that be like, yeah, I don't watch football. I simply can't stop watching it. I'm watching a different game every day, whether it's college or NFL or whatever. I love watching football in every capacity. Every capacity. You have to be in love with this sport in order to really play it. You have to be in love with the grind, the hustle, the struggle, the long nights, the late evenings, the late nights doing homework because you got home from practice late, the late nights eating, the late nights after a game, the recovery, the everything. You have to be obsessed. It has to be, you have to be obsessed and obviously have other things to do outside of football, yes. But you have to be obsessed with football in order to be good at it. Those people that are great at football and that are whatever, they are obsessed with the shit, regardless of how much I don't watch it, I don't care. No, they love it. They love it. They love it. You have to be obsessed. You have to be. It's one of the greatest things about this sport is that nothing can shy you away from it until it goes bad. If everything is going good in football, I swear to God, life feels so peachy and rosy. But you gotta be obsessed with the grind. You gotta be obsessed with the constant thinking, the film study, the training, the sacrificing, everything. You gotta be obsessed with it, bro. Yes, it can get annoying at times. Those long practices, but the moment you realize that, oh shit, we gotta do this in order to win. We gotta do this, and you become not only obsessed with football, but obsessed with winning in football and obsessed with team and your team culture and doing everything. I tell people all the time, the greatest football teams of all time had senior leaders that were obsessed with winning. We look at every college program in the last however many years, senior leaders that were obsessed with the grind, the culture, winning. You got to be obsessed with it, man. You got to be obsessed with everything that comes with it. Because if you're not, the moment you're not, wrap up the cleats. Go ahead, put them up. Go ahead, put them up if that's the case. Put them up. But you got to be obsessed with it, man. You have to be obsessed with everything football, man. Gotta be obsessed with football. Gotta be. And I'm hoping y'all see that now. I'm hoping y'all are realizing that right now. I'm hoping y'all are understanding what I'm saying. I hope y'all are picking up the pieces of what I'm saying right now. You gotta be obsessed with the grind. You gotta be obsessed with the culture. You gotta be obsessed with everything. Because I don't know about you. It's not me wanting to be obsessed. It's football that made me be obsessed. It's football that made me be obsessed. I don't think y'all understand. It's football that made me be obsessed. It's football that made me be obsessed. But let's move on to the next segment. Okay. Segment number 3. We got a segue. We've been talking about the positives. You know what I'm saying? You kind of gotta understand that there are harsh realities of chasing football dreams. There are harsh realities of understanding that you want to make it so bad, right? You want to make it so bad. You want to make it so bad that you kind of forget about everything that kind of goes into it. You know what I mean? The odds of making it. I tell people all the time. I tell all my high schoolers that watch me, that listen to me or whatever. You're not guaranteed anything. You're not guaranteed a damn thing in life. You're not guaranteed to go D3, D1, D2, NAI, JUCO. You're not guaranteed to do anything. You have a 7% chance out of high school to do that. Only 7% of athletes go do it. There's harsh realities to it. While we can talk about the positive and how far you can make it if you're positive, if you're doing all of this, we also have to touch on the fact that there's uncertainty to all of it. But that should give you even more that should give you even more reason to work even harder, to break through those modes, to break through those trajectories, to break through those sacrifices, those injuries, to break through those pressure moments, those pressure situations. It should give you more reason to want to do all of that, because football teaches you to chase something even when the odds are stacked up against you. Football teaches you to chase something even when everybody says you can't do it. Football teaches you to chase something even when you feel like there is no way of making it. But you have to think about those harsh realities, and you have to picture them, because you have to realize if you don't work hard enough, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, if you don't listen to your coaches, if you don't do all of these different things, there's absolutely no next level. Your odds of making it become lower and lower. You have to think about those harsh realities. You have to think about the fact that, damn, there's only this small of a percentage of me to do this, and it becomes even smaller the higher you go. So take whatever you're seeing, take however you picture your success, put it with the percentages, and go rock the fuck out, and go absolutely ballistic on the field. Go ballistic on the field, because at the end of the day, if you don't believe that you can break that mold, it's going back to the first point. You got to be delusional. If you don't believe that 7% doesn't apply to you, you ain't gonna make it nowhere. But you have to look at the fact that nothing is guaranteed. If you think you can just coast through this football thing, and I scored a touchdown last week. If you think you can just coast through this football thing, if you think you can coast through it and just pick up anything, you're sadly mistaken. So sadly mistaken if you think you could do any of that. You cannot do any of that. There are exceptions to every rule, obviously. That 7% couldn't apply to you. That 7% might apply to you. That 7% might not apply to you. That 7% may be a part of you. You never know. But that gives you more of an excuse to work even harder. That gives you more of an excuse to work even harder at what you want to do, at what you want to get to, at how you want to make it, at where you want to go, at all of that. You have to understand. You have to understand. You have to understand. There are harsh realities to every single thing. Cherish it. Understand it. Understand that, hey, I might not make it, so I definitely have to work harder in order to make it. Okay? Next segment. Why football is hard to let go of. Okay? I think this is more of a psychological question than anything, because I think it's hard to let go of because for a lot of boys growing up, a lot of men growing up, football is our only release. Football is the only way of stress reliever that we have. It's the only way for us to truly be ourselves out there without the world judging us, without anybody else judging us, without everybody else feeling as if we are something different. And I think it becomes even greater for black athletes too, because I can get into that. It's an identity that's tied to it. It's something that you can 100%, man. It's something you can 100% see and feel. Like, it's the game of football is so beautiful because it gives every boy, every athlete a chance to truly be themselves, to truly express themselves, truly get out their energy and be able to just be a football player rather than everything else that the world wants them to be. When I played my last football game, it was one of the hardest experiences I've ever gone through my life because of the fact that it felt like I was losing my best friend. It felt like I was losing something that had stuck with me forever. It felt like I was losing my routine. It felt like I was losing my structure. You know what I mean? Because football up to this point has been structured in the everyday of my life. And it still is structured in the everyday of my life because I'm now talking football rather than playing it. But it's everything that goes into it. It's the brotherhood, everything. Football becomes a part of who you are, and that's why it's hard to let that go. I'm trying to tell you, like, once you get done playing football is the moment you'll be like, damn, what next? How do I navigate life after this? And I want to let you know, like, that's real. You're not alone on that at all. Like, this is real shit. This is real talk. You know what I mean? Like, you're not alone on that. You just got to find your own groove. You know what I'm saying? My groove was continuing to talk about football. My groove was continuing to be around the game, whether it was training my little brother, whether it was helping younger athletes out with their training, whether it was doing anything, TikTok, whatever. But you got to find your own goal, because football is one of those things to where even when you're done playing, it still feels like you're playing. I still wake up some mornings thinking I got practice, and I get upset. I'm like, damn. I was kind of looking forward to practice today. You know what I mean? But when something becomes a part of your routine and your structure, it's hard to just let that go. You know what I mean? It's hard to just really dive into the fact that's no longer there. You know what I mean? But that's why I always say cherish the game of football while you still got it. That's why I always say that, because, again, I just said it. Football is one of the only ways that a man is able to truly express himself and truly feel what he's able to feel, and is truly able to soak in everything that comes with it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, football is truly everything that comes with it. Football is as good as it's advertised. We don't get that opportunity to just be ourselves. We don't get that opportunity to, especially with everything else going on. We don't get that opportunity. Football is a great release for that. Football is an amazing release for that. Football is an amazing segue for that. You got to do it. You got to cherish it. You got to cherish it, man. It's easier said than done, obviously. But that kind of segues into my next segment, which we talk about why players need football, which goes in to talk about the purpose, the escape, the discipline, the motivation, keeping players grounded. The purpose is one of the biggest ones, because without purpose in life, what do you feel? And I'm just going to speak from a perspective of not something but a lot of players need football because of the fact that they don't have great situations to go back to, or they don't have great things to really put their sets or their mindset to. So football is one of their only options to do that, you know? So, and like I said, when you're out there practicing, and you're out there truly just living your life, it's an escape, man. I used to use football as an escape from everything. Bad tests. I got football practice today. I got a chance to let off that anger. Breakup. Damn, football practice though. You know what I'm saying? Everything is an escape when you're out there, because football gives no shit about whatever is happening on the outside world. Football does not care that you and your mom are arguing. Football does not care that your grades are slipping. Football does not care that any of this. Football does not care that everybody, it feels like everybody's against you. Football does not care. Football cares about you strapping up the pads and you giving the game your all. Now, off the field, you do need to go handle those issues. There's no point in letting those linger. But football does not care about anything else in the world, and that's why I love it. Because no matter how bad of a day you just had, no matter how bad of a day you had, no matter how bad of a week you had, no matter how bad of a month you had, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Go out there, strap up them pads, and take that hour and a half to 2 hours. Take that hour and a half to 2 hours to truly just release, escape. And I think a lot of players need football too because of discipline. And I think that's a big part of the reason why a lot of these young kids these days are out of line, because football taught me a lot about discipline. A lot of the discipline that I learned while playing football growing up is things that I still to this day incorporate into my life. You need that. You need that discipline. You need that structure. You need somebody to tell you, hey, you are wrong. You are wrong. Let's lock in. You messed up right here. Let's correct that. Football teaches you that. Football is that discipline, and people need that, man. People need that in their life, man. People need that in their life. And then motivation. A lot of the things that I was motivated to do was because of football. I was motivated to get better at track because I knew I was going to get faster for football. I was motivated to keep myself grounded because of football. I was motivated to control my emotions because of football. I was motivated to do almost everything in my life because of football. I needed football. I'm not going to say I'm nothing without football, but I'm nothing without football, quite frankly. And I just want people to understand and know that, okay? I want people to understand and know that certain things are always going to be the main thing, but people need football, you know what I mean? I'm going to wrap today's episode up very quickly, okay? I understand. 35 minutes, probably going to be in 30 minutes, but quicker episode. I got a lot of things I got to do today, okay? But, please stay tuned in. We're gonna have some more. We're gonna start diving into some longer episodes once the season gets closer, because I got a lot more things to talk about. Right now we're in the off season. It's a lot of things we got to figure out. You know what I mean? But make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you guys are following on all the pages. Make sure you guys are doing everything possible to support the channel, the pages, whatever. Yeah, like I said, you ain't gotta like me. You ain't gotta love me. You ain't even gotta fuck with me like that. But you can always trust me. My name's Christian Troupe. This was episode 17 of the Trust Troupey Podcast. I hope you have a great day. Peace.